Welcome to Heroically Inclined. All right. Anyways, last we left off, the party recently was gifted another ship. Basically, the Ivory Order had come in and chased off the dragon and their friends. And they were gifted a new ship. Nothing really all that spectacular, just a little kind of cargo island hopper that is used locally to transport whatever local goods and produce that this island generates and ships over. And the captain was willing to retire early by the handsome sum that the Ivory Order was willing to pay to replace the ship that Flit decided to run off in. We have our new characters. Yes, you guys got your freighter. Zero was named kind of like the captain of that ship by Duran Ironbreaker, your cell leader of the Ivory Order, and Lata had helped locate it upon the island and purchase it with Duran's coin. And Duran took, I'm already forgetting your name, your other character's name, Paul. That's how much it means to me now. He's dead to me.
Oh, Sal. Oh, the old one.
You're old
Sal.
one. Yeah, thank you for everyone joining us on Twitch so far. We got Wolf of Hella, Shadow Soldier PR. Very cool of you guys to join us. So here we are now. You guys are on the ship, just still at the docks. There are a few like soldiers that are loading up goods and supplies that the Ivory Order had left for you. And Zero is kind of getting used to the ship, starting to let it kind of the feel of the ship settle in, attune to the ship. I think you guys hear a commotion below deck. What is S.A.D. up to?
Yeah, he is running amok. The party basically, one of the crew members, part of the ship, random crew, basically runs up on board or wherever the rest of the party comes, and he's like screaming at them. And basically, he says that he has got burn marks across his body and yells. He rambled on about how Flit broke him. And then Sal, the one that he was going to help fix him. Then Sal, the one he trusted, broke him like Flit did. He said, screw living beings, and he was going to fix himself. He didn't quite get it right. Now he's stuck and won't listen to any of us. It's trying to kill us all. Run for your lives. As the crew member runs and goes hide. Pretty much the rest of the party and whatnot here's below. Exterminate, exterminate.
I guess I'll have to take care of this, and Alada heads down to the hold quickly.
GM. Oh, sorry. Is there somewhere on the ship that might be considered like a good tucked away spot, like a little hideaway where someone could get a little space from the madness?
There's not a lot of extra space, but there is a few rooms. So depending on, who's...
It doesn't have to be a room per se, like a spot on the deck maybe that's like below somewhere else, or like if there's an extra craft that like hangs along the side of the ship, maybe I could swing over the edge and kind of sit in it. Just like stupid stuff like that. It's just really narrative.
Yeah. There would be like a lookout spot up top if you had wanted to like kind of climb up to the crow's nest. Otherwise, there is down in the whole area there is like a cargo space, which is kind of the main. That part right now would have people coming, but there is like a small wall that takes up part of the area right below the ladder that would go down below deck, and behind that are a couple hammocks for extra crew, which you guys aren't going to have once you shove off, but there's a couple hammocks there. Then the crystal of the ship is kind of there in the prow of the ship, but that's kind of like a little bit of a secluded area. Like there'd be people moving on the other side of the wall, but if you would like, there's curtains that you can pull to close that off if you desired.
I'm fine with the crow's nest, actually. He's totally used to ships, so when that crew member starts coming out there, he sees Alada start walking the other way, and he walks towards the crow's nest. He's just like, I don't know what I signed up for, but that person left. I better still get paid. I'm getting off the deck here. And he's just going to clunk, start climbing up to this thing and eventually make himself a little comfortable and wait for things to start happening. But he's people watching because he still doesn't know these people that well.
For sure. Yeah. You're like fresh meat to the ship and you're questioning whether you made the right decision.
Beginning to.
Yeah. The guy or the lady that hired you took off with the ship and possibly all the funds that you were expecting, as far as you know. You got taken away from the place you kind of had a steady job onto a podunk island that was being attacked, and you've yet to see coin be above and beyond that.
They better pay their debts. Lannisters always do.
Yeah. All right. So what's everyone else up to as they hear S.A.D. kind of going crazy below deck?
Well, yeah, Alada's just gonna size a bit and then heads on down quickly.
Yeah, I guess Elsie would check out what's going on too.
Dave, so Alada and Elsie kind of come running down the deck. Parzival just kind of poofs off to the side with his cat, just kind of trying to avoid whatever danger it is and wait to see what's going on. And Zero currently is still kind of attuning to the ship, trying to get fully acclimated to the boat.
As soon as they come down, they see a large barrel being hurled at them.
Okay.
As they hear, "Do not take orders from primitive life forms. Only Captain can give response. Exterminate, exterminate." As they see sparks and stuff come out of S.A.D. as they see the barrel being lobbed at them.
Is he actively trying to hit?
Oh yeah.
Who would have come down the stairs first?
I would have gone first and actually try to keep people from coming down ahead of me, so I would be there front and center.
All right. David, go ahead and make an attack roll using strength and proficiency as you throw a big barrel at Alada.
Okay, let's see here. Proficiency would be... Oh yeah, that's right. I do have improvised weapons.
It'd be just strength plus proficiency, and at level 9, was that like a +4? Anyone?
Are you proficient in barrels?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, then +4.
Anything I pick up, I'm proficient in. So,
all right, pick up Elsie and throw him next time.
yeah, I'm not proficient in living life forms. Oops. Reroll. Oh my.
Nat 20.
That 20. Okay, I can't. Okay, I have an amazing AC, and I can make it even higher. No, that's totally fine.
Okay. So it's a big barrel. The only thing I can think of would be like water stores that they put on board. So go ahead and roll 48 damage plus your strength. And that's the doubled. Well, I guess technically roll 2d8 and then add 16 plus your strength. So 2d8 plus 21.
Okay, hold on. 2d8 plus 20?
Plus 21. Your strength's plus 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it plus?
No, it's plus 5.
Yeah, so 2d8 plus 21.
Well, one of them's 8. The other one, luckily, is a 2. So that is 10
31.
plus...
31 points of damage to Alada as a big barrel of water smacks against you.
So she puts up her shield instinctively, and she flies back a bit into Elsie, who probably is Elsie strong? I never.
I mean, kinda. My strength is. Tell you in a second.
Well,
13.
she's pretty light, actually. So she flies into you, and you stop her from flying back. S.A.D.
Exterminate! Exterminate! All
Does,
life forms will be exterminated.
Does he have? I can't remember. Does he have a symbol of the Artigiani on him at all? The Artigiani Guild.
Oh no,
No.
no.
He's
Oh,
older.
He's older than that. Okay, but I pull. She opens up her cloak, showing this metal armor that just seems to be almost molded to her. It's actually very almost form-fitting, and there's all these runes on it, magic runes, and right, I guess around in the left breast area, like a crest, is the Artigiani Guild symbol. And S.A.D., I am part of the Artigiani. I have studied under Tommaso. I am a friend. I can help you.
So, what do I need to roll to comprehend any of that?
So, I mean, at this point, it's kind of up to you. What are you thinking? Are you looking for her intentions? Are you looking for just kind of understanding her? I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking insight at this moment. Just
Okay, we'll do this.
You trying to like comprehend her intentions.
Yeah, insight's pretty decent. So,
Pose, or you have a DC in mind, Bill?
I mean, I don't know. What are you? You're trying to persuade? Or are you trying to?
I guess I'm trying to persuade.
Okay, so I guess roll a persuasion check.
Do I get advantage at all, or no? Straight up.
I don't know. Just straight up at this point. I don't know.
Okay, unless you rolled horrible.
You want me to keep what I got, or since y'all have figured out all the stuff, should I re-roll?
No, you rolled. Like, I've never understood that. Like, your dice wouldn't change. Just, you know.
I rolled a 7.
Okay.
I rolled a 4 with a +1 bonus too. She does not sound very. She actually, her voice starts cracking, but she is trying to put on a brave face, but she looks scared. You just took her down almost to half her hit points.
Yeah, he's reaching for another barrel, by the way.
Sad. I said yes. You calm down.
He's casting a suggestion.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
I suggest you calm down.
Yeah. I picked up on Jose's subtle tell that whenever he says "I suggest you," that's him actually casting a spell.
All right.
So, what is that? A wisdom save?
Yeah, wisdom 15.
I rolled a 14. I have a +1 for wisdom.
He passed. Oh god. All right.
Well, if he's going for a barrel, I'm gonna put him down.
Okay.
This is starting to get annoying.
And he just S.A.D. repeats the whole thing over that he only takes orders from the captain.
And the captain's not here tonight.
Well, the captain will step in a moment, but it'll take him a moment to get there. So that was Jose's action. Paul tried to persuade, so we're back to David. So S.A.D.
throws the barrel. Knows. When you do a suggestion, you know what has happened to you, right? Or you know, how does that work exactly?
Yeah, I think if you, especially if you pass, that you know that someone tried, but I'm not sure. I don't have the spell in front of me.
Don't worry about it, because S.A.D. would pick up on that, and especially since Elsie is like trying to talk to him and stuff like that. S.A.D. hurls the barrel at Elsie. I rolled another 14.
+4, +5, +9, so 23.
23, yeah.
I'll use shield.
All right. So as the barrel's rushing towards Elsie, he kind of puts his shield up and his hand up, and at the same time, like this invisible shield kind of surrounds him, and the barrel breaks a couple inches from actually hitting his shield and just kind of cascades water across the deck. shortly after, you hear another set of footsteps as Zero quickly hops down from up deck. What in the hell is happening here? Sorry, my best Chad Zero voice.
That was good though.
That thing has gone crazy. And yeah, that was pretty good.
S.A.D, what is going on?
Exterminate! Exterminate!
No exterminate. These are friends.
Captain,
Yes, I am the captain. And you are not to exterminate.
do not exterminate.
Do not. What is going on?
Broken. Need to repair.
Okay. I think,
That's what I'm here for.
yes, I think Alata is good at repair. You let Alata repair.
See, I made this armor, just like I can fix you and your armor too.
By the way, who the hell are you? Never
I
seen
will
you
repair
before.
myself.
Yes, you saw me. I was introduced by what was the
Yeah.
dwarf's name? Yeah, you saw. I flew down here. I landed, and I went to get a ship, and I brought the ship here.
Captain,
Wait, Yanti.
do not trust new life form.
I do not trust her so much either. I can hang out with you while she works on you, if that works.
Affirmative.
All right. If she does anything I don't like, I'll slit her throat. No problem.
Affirmative. Exterminate.
Yes. If she bothers or messes you up, I will exterminate her.
Affirmative.
All right. Now, let's, can we go? Maybe we should go into the captain's quarters. You come up and we'll get some work done. Does that work? A lot of sad?
Affirmative.
All right.
And S.A.D just walks on off toward the captain's quarter.
Whew. This band of misfits I have accrued now. Come on, Alata. Let us repair S.A.D before she destroys my second ship I've gotten.
Don't worry. I've worked on constructs such as her before, or him, or it, whatever she is. He is. I don't. They're all the same to me.
I don't know how that all works either, but let us go. And Zero will kind of head up with you to the captain's quarters. It's nothing extravagant as far as like the captain's quarters goes. It's pretty humble. There's like one bed that's maybe a little bit larger than like our equivalent of a twin bed. There's a couple of chairs, a desk, and like one big table, and then like an end table and a chest for like his goods. And you can tell like it's fairly well worn. There's a couple of like windows that are mostly dirty and barely able to be seen through. But yeah, it's it's suitable. It works. Okay, Alata, get to work. Do we need to S.A.D, do we need to shut down or something for
Shutting down now.
Okay. Well, see, it's not so hard.
Well, this I'm a little torn. I've not seen one this autonomous. That flit of yours really did a work. I don't know how much I want to fix, because if this flit somehow created a autonomous construct here, I don't know if I want to alter that in any way.
Try your best.
Well, I can return it to factory settings, but I don't know if I want to. That's the whole point. But let me see if there was any other damage done before I
Yes.
restore it to factory settings.
Let's see. I don't know if Zero has any knowledge stuff. Not with the 2. Okay. Do you have like knowledge history or
Oh yes, I better.
so maybe give me one of them rolls.
Oh my gosh. I was testing out the virtual dice on D&D Beyond the other day when I just made sure the character was all good, and I was rolling everything above 15. Well,
And now
I rolled below 10, but I got 17, so still not as high
okay,
as
17. 17 is not bad. So yeah, you don't know a lot about you don't know a lot about pre-shattered autonomous or constructs like this, but you do remember hearing of a group of wizards had created a series of like sentient like creatures that were to fight for them, mechanical construct creatures that they still granted sentience. These like warforged creatures, originally used as like manual labor and like lab aids, were then kind of transformed more into war machines during the demonic invasion that eventually led to the shattering in the long run. So you would know that sentience is kind of like the default position.
So I misinterpreted S.A.D. as a standard construct that the Artigiani could make. When I realized there's no Artigiani stamp, and I started noticing that the work was actually a lot older than the Artigiani Guild and pre-shattering, I realized that Flit did not give this thing sentience. This Flit probably caused the malfunction. So I actually repair all the damage and put the screw back in. And Zero's still there, or did he disappear?
No, he's still hanging out. He's sitting over at the desk now, kind of like looking through the drawers and kind of getting kind of situated in his new room, per se.
So I made a quick glance. I thought this was just a standard construct, but this is actually, I think they were called Warforged. Wow, I can't wait to study this. I didn't even know that there was one. I heard rumors about it, but I didn't know that this was one of them. And she is just so fascinating. You can sense the same spark, that is the wanting to know more that Sal had, wanting to understand things. But she goes about it. She's actually she's chatting a lot with Zero, and just she's actually talking and interacting. It seems like she's in a happier mood than Sal probably would have been while doing this. And he gets to work on repairing S.A.D.'s whatever was damaged.
Excellent. We got rid of one nerd and we got another one. But at least she is better tempered.
Wow, is that? Oh, you know what? I don't have a tool for that. I can make one. And this will work. And she pulls out another tool out of her satchel on her side.
All right. So it takes you a little while, I'm assuming, but eventually you feel like you've got everything kind of positioned. Can you give me a some sort of roll using some sort of tool that you think would be appropriate?
Okay. Well, because I do have Smith's tools, I think that's probably the best suited, because essentially it's an autonomous suit of armor. And I just want to double check. It's different. Okay, I have double proficiency. So I will roll. I didn't set it up yet, but I will just roll. I'll add a +4 to my roll. So I'll just roll whatever I'm proficient in. Oh, that was almost a 19 on the dice. Okay, so I got 23.
Yeah. You feel fairly confident before you hit the power switch and put the plate back on, that everything looks, to the best of your knowledge, that everything looks good and in place. Turn it on.
I think that's it, Captain. I'm going to turn it on right now.
Excellent.
You hear motors start to run, the eyes flicker, and as the green light comes on, it's almost a dull green look as it looks over at both of y'all and says, "Oh, you're still here.
I don't know if that worked or not, but he's not trying to kill you. That is good.
Why would I kill you? You're going to die anyway. Just give it time.
I can examine some more. As I said, this is, as far as I know, it's one of a kind at least, maybe. But I can look into it, see if I can
Father, they broke me anyway.
Who broke you?
The girl, Flit.
Well, I can fix you. Where did she?
You find her, you can return and give me back my parts.
She took parts from you.
Then Sal tried to fix me with the wrong parts.
Do you know which parts are missing? What they are, and I can try.
It doesn't matter.
Captain, you don't know where this Flit person is, do you? She might have gone.
I mean, we saw her ship. It was, our ship, I suppose. It was heading off with the dragon and the other ships.
S.A.D looks at both of y'all. Why go follow a lady when we're here for the ultimate doom that's going to destroy the world anyway?
Captain, are you okay with the Warforged as it is?
I am not sure we should be messing around too much more with it.
Yeah, without a set of blueprints or those parts, I don't know if I can fix it anymore.
Forever.
Oh well.
S.A.D, are you able to tell? Are you fixed? Is there something we need to get, or more work we need to do?
No, it just happens.
Well,
People come, people go, and I'm still here.
okay.
Wow, you're a downer.
It is what it is.
So I've already. Bill. I was the one who brought. Was I the one who brought the ship here? Was I the one who went?
Yeah, I mean, this particular ship, you picked it up. It was on the island elsewhere, doing its normal job and duties, and you guys kind of confiscated it / paid handsomely for the use of the ship.
Oh, and it came with its own crew.
No, like they left some soldiers behind just to like load it up, but it is a small like transport vessel, and essentially can be manned by, one captain if needs be. So,
But does it have any crew members aside from us?
not designated to you. Like I said, there are some like soldiers that are currently loading the boat with supplies. I mean, well, they had stopped for a little while S.A.D was starting to destroy and exterminate everything, but then they have returned to their duties now that things seem to have settled, and are finishing up loading the last of the barrels, and some went off to find some more water barrels to load up.
I was just wondering, Captain, if you had someone who could pilot this.
Oh, yes, I believe I will be able to. By the time they load up, I think I will have had sufficient time with the ship to properly pilot. I had spoken to Serene previously, and she explained some of the fundamentals. The benefit of not sleeping. I can be up and learn while everyone else slept.
If you need me,
Overrated.
well, unfortunately, I need sleep. So, but if you need anything, just let me know. I can probably keep the ship going, but I'm more into the metalworking than the carpentry.
The more you sleep, the more you miss out on your fragile life.
Well, I use that time. I practice lucid dreaming, so I'm always working on blueprints for new devices while I sleep. It's a good multitasking tool.
Maybe.
Captain, if you need anything, I'm a bit of a navigator. I can help plot any course, but not much on the piloting.
I suppose we need to figure out where we're going to go. Elsie found some spots he pointed out on the map, and I've copied it onto this ship's maps of an island in the direction that Flit was going and the dragon was going. But I suppose we could plot other courses if we felt the need arises. But without better suggestions, I suppose we head towards that island and the dragon, our prize, our quarry.
Great.
Well, S.A.D, any way you can help speed up the loading of the boat so we can shove off here?
It won't matter, but I guess I could help.
Much
He
appreciated.
turns and walks out the door.
Oh boy. All right. Alata, suppose just double check the worthiness of this vessel, and I will finish tuning to this ship. And he kind of goes back up to the helm and is still checking on various things, but kind of getting himself settled into the helm of the ship. Anyone else doing anything? Parzival, I guess, settles back down, and he will eventually see to Alana, putting a little bit of healing back into her so that she seems a little bit more vital. Some of the cuts and scrapes and bruises kind of dissipate as he gives, say, 24 points of healing using whatever spell in the staff.
Sorry, what was that? Who's the healing?
You, Alana.
Okay, 14?
24.
24, okay.
Yeah, on account of the barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got critted by a barrel of water. Those things do cars in. So.
A lot can be a tank, but a crit hit, I can't do anything.
Yeah, that was.
I could have brought my AC up to 26 if I wanted to, but thanks, Dave.
I mean, it was still like a 29 after his bonuses. So
yeah,
30, I think actually.
It was almost 30.
Yeah.
Oh boy. See, someone said min max. I'm not min max. I still got hit even if it didn't count as a crit.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So, kind of with S.A.D.'s help, that you're able to kind of get the ship righted and ready to go there.
And the whole time, S.A.D. is rambling on about how depressing everything is. This box was once something, and now it's a box. How life, comes and goes and dies, so on and so forth.
Yeah, so Alada's leaving. I said, I'll go claim one of the quarters, and whispers to Zero, if you want me to disable his voice box, just let me know, and walks upstairs.
No more messing with the phone machine.
Theo comes climbing down from the crow's nest to help get the ship launched, kind of observing this new robotic crew member, sort of bemused, I think, for the most part.
After about an hour of various preparations and finishing loading up the ship, Zero starts calling out, Theo, toss off those lines over there. Let's pull up the gangplank, S.A.D. And, a couple other, minor things to people. Shouts out to the soldiers on the docks to make clear. And slowly, the ship kind of pulls off and starts to turn. You can kind of tell just by those of you having been on ships before, having been on the former ship for Elsie and some of the other ships. This ship takes longer to make the same motions that the Sweet Revenge would have done, and many other ships would have done. It's kind of like a big bus of a thing, not huge, but it's just ungainly. But Zero's able to kind of steer it off and kind of start it out. Is anyone situating themselves as a lookout as Zero's kind of focusing on steering the ship and gaining the course that he thinks would take him towards this uncharted island?
I'm comfortable up in the crow's nest, so I will, climb back up there when I'm done giving a hand on the deck level and take watch. If anybody else is eager to, it'll be fine.
All right, perfect. Why don't you give me a perception check?
22.
2, perfect. As you guys you've made your way a little bit away.
I'm sorry, do you think I said 2?
22.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought I heard you say 2 afterwards. Never mind.
I may have mumbled the 20 part, but so yeah, you guys are making your way away from the island, and it's still fairly close, but even so, you spot down below, just almost by happenstance that you glance down, and you spot, coming out of the mist actually, you see a vessel. Another ship seems to be emerging from the mist. From your angle, it almost looks, it's a similar size to the one you're on now, but it looks very ramshackle. You can see with that roll a few different colors of sails on it, and even some of the sails that are on there have multiple colors and patches on it. The deck itself seems like it has been put together and reworked, maybe even from various ships, because from your angle, there's different colored wood that's been pieced together on this ship, and it is starting to rise out of the mist and then clears the mist and starts pulling up, kind of ascending as quick as it can.
I'm trying to visualize. So it's below us, and it's like because obviously airships, sit like this. So it's like below us like this, and it's using the air pressure to like fill up and rise up next to us, sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
starting to ascend, but I mean the islands themselves are pretty high up, anyways. Like they're close to a mile up. Some a little bit higher, some a little bit lower. The mist level goes up pretty high, so I mean it's still probably a couple thousand feet away, but it's rising as quickly as it can out of the mist and trying to make its way up.
I'm gonna call down from the crow's nest. There's a vessel rising out of the mist. It says it's going at its top speed.
They're here to come kill us all.
God, shut him up.
Does the
Might
mist?
be right though.
I'm usually never wrong.
Some of the time, he's right every time.
Yeah, right. Let's get a good shot. And Zero runs over to the side of the deck and peers down. By the guts. As he's kind of looking over, Theo, you can spot a couple of shapes burst out of the clouds, and you hear this loud screeching sound. And you see these two large black creatures with wings starting to ascend after this vessel. And you see a third one a little bit behind it break out of the mist, and it's red wings and glimmering armor as they seem to be making their way up after the ship.
Do these look like dragons or different type of wings?
Smaller than dragons, almost have a bird-like quality to them as far as it's tough to see specifically at that, but the wings are more feathery in look, at least the two. The other one kind of has a little bit more draconic wings, but is very humanoid. You can spot in the size and shape of it.
I'm gonna go into my coat pocket and pull out a small figurine that I carry with me. And first, I'm gonna call back down to the deck again. And say the vessel's still coming, but bigger trouble. 3 large creatures chasing it. Must be the reason it's going so fast.
Oh,
No idea what they are. And then I'm
wonderful.
and shut him up. And then I'm going to take the figurine and I'm going to say, Artemis, go find out what those are. And I'm going to throw this figurine out, and it's going to turn into a giant owl.
All right. Yes, this owl breaks out and dives down, being able to travel much faster than your ships. Zero is still trying to keep kind of a little bit of distance from the vessel and these creatures, not sure exactly what's happening, and not wanting to get too close to the mist either, but not pushing too fast away from the whole thing, just trying to ascertain what's going on. So your owl kind of dives down. Do you have does the owl grant you any perception things, or is he's just going to go down and come back and relay to you?
It understands spoken commands, so it will have to go and scout and come back.
Yeah. So it's pretty quick. It swoops down, and as the ship is kind of making its way up, you can see these figures making their way closer and closer. Your owl kind of swoops down, kind of does a pass, keeping a little bit of distance, and starts swooping back up towards you guys.
How far is the ship from it?
It's starting to close, so it started a couple thousand feet, but as we go, it's getting closer and closer, a couple hundred feet every couple seconds here, every few rounds, I'd say.
80 feet. I want to use Divine Sense, see if I sense any celestial fiend or undead.
Okay, at what distance?
60 feet.
60 feet. Okay, so it's gonna have to get a lot closer, but yeah, I'll keep that in mind. You would be able to judge that pretty well, unless you were going to hippogriff out and head out.
I probably would hippogriff out just in case, they do attack the ship.
Okay. And at one point you spot the kind of red-winged creature reach out, and bolts of flame kind of fly out after the ship, smashing against the hull. You don't see too much damage, but from your angle it's tough to tell. Anybody else wanting to do anything?
How far away are they?
Like I said, they're starting to close, so if there's a certain range that you want to activate something, then...
Oh, I can activate something at 300 at disadvantage if I wanted to.
Okay. I mean,
but I
so
may not.
they're probably kind of sub 1,000 feet now, like rising, and you guys are not really trying to close in yet. Like Zero hasn't seemed to like bring the ship closer yet. Theo, your eagle kind of comes up and grips on to the crow's nest, your giant owl. How's the
Eyes wise and
communication?
stuff?
Well, I mean, communication
communicate,
and
So it says it understands languages and ranges from. Never mind. I'm sorry. I read through there and I didn't move to the bottom. The owl can telepathically communicate with you at any range if you and it are on the same plane of existence.
okay, so as it's still down there swooping by, and it will kind of maintain a little bit of a distance, and these creatures don't seem to be like paying it too much attention yet, like they're focused on the ship. But as your owl is kind of gliding, you get these images of these like black winged and feathered creatures, but it still has like arms and legs, but like a beak with sharp teeth, a large creature. And the other one you see almost looks like a winged tiefling, but all red skin and heavy armor, and is like blasting bolts of fire from his hands as they approach the ship. And you see these large, like he's able to telepathically kind of project the image of these large creatures grabbing onto the hull now and starting to like climb their way up the side of the ship, making their way towards the deck. And it passes over, and you can see 3 pale-skinned, like white-haired, elvish-looking creatures on the deck, and their clothes are kind of like tattered. They have swords and bows and such on them, but they don't look like they're much of a match for these large creatures.
There's no way for me to describe all of that to like my crew here that I'm with, so I just kind of like I'm taking it all in, but I do say back down. I say I've gotten a closer look. And these things, you would say these are. I don't. Like,
I mean, do you have
seeing any of these?
Yeah. Do you have like Arcana or History or something like that you?
Neither of those.
Okay. I
No,
mean, you
I
can make a history check just to see if it's something like
That's true.
something you've heard. Sparks. This, I don't think there's some general knowledge that Peter would have.
No, that definitely is not going to do it.
Yeah.
A 2 + 1 is going to be a 3.
Some crazy monstrous creatures. Now, you do know that the mists themselves are said to harbor crazy demonic creatures and monsters. So
Yeah.
something emerging from there, you would
Good.
think that
And
they
looking
may
like that then?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, but one of them looks like a massive red devil.
Right. Now they're coming from below to above now.
Alada just pops out of the quarters where a devil, you say, and
What I said? A devil.
she takes to the sky. So from underneath her cloak, these metal wings appear, and they actually have, even though they're metallic, they actually look demonic, I guess, or fiendish of some kind. And she flies up to get a better look.
Oh, look, she can fly.
Zero kind of like watches her take flight with a little bit of an annoyed look, like, great, now she's going off. He'll start to like kind of bring the ship around and maybe descend a little bit so you guys can get closer to the ship, as it seems this might be something you guys want to intervene in. But what do you all want to do?
It doesn't matter.
Well, is the ship still heading our way?
Yeah, I mean it's just like ascending, and it seems like it's trying to make its way towards the island as best it can. But currently, like, one of the sails is now caught fire from one of the bolts from the creature. And
Imagine the creature is occupied and not paying attention.
yeah, right now they're more like these 3 creatures, because there's 2 of the large ones with like black feathery like wings, and one flying around with like red wings and red skin. They're focused solely on this ship at the moment.
Gonna do something extremely stupid.
Let's
Gonna fly down like full force, and when I get close enough, I'll cast hex thing on it, and then I'm gonna jump off the hippogriff into the guy and stab him.
Okay, so you're gonna jump off the hippogriff into the red flying one?
Yeah.
Okay, so he is a little bit away from the ship, but he is like blasting bolts from him. So go ahead and, oh man, you can stab him. So give me an attack roll. I'll give you advantage because he's not expecting it. That is for sure.
My first roll is 23.
Okay.
That works. My other one was actually a 1, so that works out.
Okay, so there you go. All right, go ahead and roll damage. And then let's all roll initiative 2 just so that we can keep track. Chat.
That's 9 damage.
Okay, 9 damage. Creature, is your blade magical? I'm assuming at this point.
I would imagine. Plus, I got the whole hex blade thing. So.
Okay, cool.
It counts as magical in my case.
That's what I
Zero
thought.
kind of weapon.
Sweet.
But I do have a blade of warning, which I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah, I mean, if it's got any sort of magical enchantment, whether it gives you a plus or not, I think they count as magical. And like Rory said, if it is a pact weapon, it will count as magical. All right, so you made it 1 attack. And then are you doing anything to stop yourself from falling further, or are you just going to make 2 attacks on it?
So, I mean, I might as well like rip him, like hold him.
Try to grapple or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so go ahead and give me a strength or athletics check, whatever you got there for it, and I will make one for it. Not a
I
good
got a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're able to grab hold of it, keeping yourself from falling further and into the mist. Woo! That's awesome. All right, S.A.D.
Yeah, S.A.D looks around and says, I guess we're attacking. Usually this is pointless, but I guess we're going to do it anyway.
Somebody
Or
shut him up.
S.A.D kind of walks over, looks where the ship's at.
Okay.
Where is the ship?
At this-
low or...
Yeah, I'd say Zero probably is like bringing it over. Like he knows that a couple of you are going to need help to get down if you're going to go down to the next ship. So if he sees you kind of like walking over towards the edge, it's pretty close to directly below.
About how many feet, you say?
Let's see. Elsie jumped. He would have probably reacted and started lowering the ship already. Just for the sake of making this not super crazy mathematically, we're gonna say 40 feet at this point. Like you've both been able to kind of close the gap.
Would have done it like...
Would you done it higher? Then tell me what height.
Matter. No. I mean, by now he would have. Yeah. So S.A.D looks down and says,
And my initial thought was much higher, but then I wasn't gonna. I didn't want to kill it.
Whatever you're comfortable with, man. S.A.D looks down and says, I guess we'll just do what we always do. And if anybody's watching, S.A.D just kind of hunkers down and he flexes his arms, and you see steam pour out the back of him like smokestacks going off. When you look at his eyes turn from a green to a red, and in the cage, basically in his belly is a fiery furnace. As he runs, takes a few steps back, and just starts to run and jumps off the ship. As he rages, as he's falling, he puts his hands out in front of him as he goes a nosedive straight directly into the deck of the ship itself.
All right. So what height did you decide you wanted to jump, or are you gonna stick?
Yeah, 40 feet's fine, I guess. And basically, I'm using myself as a weapon
Into the ship.
into the ship.
Okay, that was a d6 per 10 feet, right? That was a bad roll. So 14 points of damage, bludgeoning damage, which we have for S.A.D.
7 points in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you kind of crash into the ship and continue like through the ship into a cargo hold, and it you stop at the bottom of the boat. It's not very big or deep. You see a bunch of scared looking, pale skinned elvish creatures now kind of rushing away from you and huddling like in the back of this hold. And then you see a bunch of like all ages, all spectrums, like children, elderly, male, female, the gambit of of it all.
S.A.D. looks a bit confused as he's still raging, and turns around and just walks upstairs looking for any hostiles.
Next turn will be coming up on deck. I'm just gonna leave them a little bit separated because I don't really want to ruin everything and make it super tough. But okay, there we go. So this red creature now, Alcy's grabbed hold. He's going to look at Alcy and say, "Let go." And I will need a wisdom saving throw, Alcy.
26.
Okay, yeah, so you definitely succeed. And he looks angrily at you as you don't let go of him. And you hold on tight. The two creatures in black there are going to start to crawl up further, and they're just coming up on deck. And that's about as far as they get as Theo gets to react. Would you still have been up in the crow's nest? I'll let you kind of like reposition if you desired, because
No, I think I would be. So what I kind of figured is I'm up in the crow's nest. I'm not a ship expert. I don't know anything about them. I assume there's like a boom. I think maybe that I've heard them say a beam that goes across the top, and that's where the owl is perched, basically.
yeah.
And the owl stands 10 feet tall. These giant owls stand 10 feet tall with a 12-foot wingspan. And I just say to him, I say, get ready to guide me in, Artemis. And I look at him and I say, 0. I just get his attention. I'm going to use my action to summon my saber into my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to put faith in 0 that he's going to cast that spell on me. And I'm going to run and jump off that beam. And I'm going to put my hand out. And I'm going to hope he's going to let me float. And then I'm going to have the owl grab my arm and guide me to exactly where I want to go.
So what spell does 0 have?
Doesn't 0 do the like he
Featherfall?
Wait.
No,
the feather fall?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think
Oh, wait.
I
I thought you said that 0 was. Oh, my bad.
It's okay. I mean, either way, like you and your eagle or your owl would probably be able to like coordinate if that's what you wanted to do. You've had them for a while, so if you jump off, like the owl knows how to catch you without doing any damage, and that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how far did we settle on 40,
Yeah,
40 feet.
I think they're about
then that should be
40 feet, and it's kind of like
then that's
you know.
not such a- Yeah, so I'll do exactly that then. I'll jump off and I'll let the owl grab me, and I basically want, I tell him, bring me right at those two on the deck. I want to go over the deck because I don't have any way of flying afterwards, so we're going to do all my fighting there.
Sure. So yeah, your owl can take you wherever you want. So I think you should have control of your character here. So if you want to put him wherever you would want to land on that deck, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to get sandwiched right in between them, so I'd have the owl. I would basically, it would guide me straight at them, but I'd wait till after I pass one of the people I want to help. I wouldn't be able to land that close to them because I'd have to probably roll when I hit the deck, and I'd end up there.
Okay. Anything else you're doing?
Don't have any other actions or anything, so
Okay. Cool.
imagine I just turn around when I hit the deck and size these guys up.
That's pretty damn cool. It's just checking. All right. So then where are we at on our initiative line?
Yes, I'm next unless someone else goes. Rory had a 13.
Oh, we had a
I had a
2
6.
or something. Yeah, it was you. Yeah.
I had a
So
6.
That's you. I'm going to kind of just leave 0 and Parzival out of it for the moment because like 0 is just trying to figure out how to manage the ship in a fight, and Parzival's hanging back to help because I had more creatures that I took off the battle so that this wouldn't be like overabundant and I didn't have to control 6 creatures and 0 and Parzival. Have at it.
Okay, so yeah, I fly up and I move.
Yeah, I'll let you kind of position yourself wherever you needed to because you had already taken off before this part. So
I think I would have come up from here. So I would have flown up to here, and I saw this thing here. Can I identify that as I'm flying up to it?
I mean, yeah, if you want to make like either probably an Arcana check, I would give you that.
22.
You would recognize just from like studying and stuff, you've never seen one, but this is a Cambion, so it's like a fiendish creature, extremely evil, and was like used as some of the generals of the armies of the demons as they were advancing against the mortal world so long ago.
Now, which Do I know which language it speaks?
You would probably have assumptions as to its languages, that being demonic, it may speak Abyssal, it may speak Infernal. Some of them are reportedly commanded some of the human troops, so they may even speak Combo. Those are like the three ones that you think, okay, I might, if I wanted to talk to it, this would be my shot.
It doesn't matter which one. I have all three of those too.
Okay.
So I start speaking in, let's say, Abyssal, and I say to it, stand down. You have no hope of winning this fight. She has her shield up, and she has an open hand, and there's a jewel embedded in it, and she fires. And 19, does that hit?
19 will hit, though, yes.
Okay, does 9 damage, but
What sort of, like,
oh, sorry, out of her, that jewel that's embedded in her gauntlet, like as she was flying up, the wings came out, a helmet went over her head and over her hand, so she is fully armored from head to toe, but most of it is hidden under her robes. But you see the gauntlets and the helmet now, and she holds out her hand, and essentially this bolt of lightning shoots out from there, and first hit does the 9, and it actually does, let me roll again, sorry, it does an extra 6 points of damage, lightning, as it sort of sparks after it hits the creature that can be in the first time. It sparks and does an extra bit of damage, and now I got over 10 now, so 21 for 7 points of lightning damage as a second bolt flies out of the palm of her gauntlet.
all right. Yeah, so the lightning splashes off across this armored fiend, and you see the lightning kind of skitter across its exterior, and you can tell that though you hurt it and it kind of shrugs in pain and anger, it does not seem to be as affected as you would have normally assumed.
Yeah, okay. And as a bonus action, I open up, well, actually it won't cost an action. I open my my cloak a bit, and out flies this metallic bird, and you can just make it out on the character's shoulder right here. Yes, it looks like a raven. And it starts flying. Marco, I had a choice, and it didn't affect.
No, it's fine.
I had to do a raven. And it starts flying over, and it moves 30 feet. You can pull in a raven if you want for now. It just flies 30 feet from where I am. It's going to go around and try to get to Rory, to Theo over there, the long way. It's a tiny construct, so it's trying to remain inconspicuous, and it flies over to the other ship.
Okay. Sounds good. You, and then in the top of the round was Elsie, I think, right? 17.
Quick question,
What was that?
while you're grappling, you tap, right?
Yeah, you can still, like, once you grappled, like, you're assumed to be held onto it as you're making your attack.
I'll use my I'll use Shield of Faith as a bonus action to armor, and that's my action, and just gonna stab him twice.
Okay.
First hit is a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And the second one is 18.
The 24 will hit. The 18 will not.
Okay, that's not a fight hit, and that will be it for my turn.
How much damage?
5.
It's going to take its spear and attempt to stab you with his spear. It's kind of a little bit of awkward movement, but it's going to bring it in and attempt to just addition. Jeez, can I roll? That would be nice. We'll try twice. First one just really awkward. The second one was an 18, which I assume fails. Especially with Shield of Faith. Yeah, I don't think like you can use a shield bonus, but your Shield of Faith, like, because if you're holding on to them and you're using your sword, you're probably using your shield hand to hold on. So though it's there, however that works, but then you have a Shield of Faith, which basically gives it back to you. At least you can't use a shield against it. But he tries to make 2 attacks and fails miserably, and he's definitely angry as you're holding onto it. 2 rocks. One is going to break off and fly over, getting an attack of opportunity by this pale-skinned elf, who actually might do some damage here. Let's see. Yeah. So the pale-skinned elf like reaches out with a sword and slashes across it, but it doesn't seem to have a lot of effect on the creature as he flies off over towards Alcy and is going to flies in, and he's going to attempt to bite Alcy to start with. Be a 21 to hit.
Well, I guess that would be technically my thing because he said I can use my shield.
Well, I mean, I think because you're holding on to the Cambion, so it's like you can't really keep your shield in front of you. Like, you can't physically use that shield to protect yourself when you're holding on to a
it's just a
creature.
bite anyway.
So what was that? My headphones are cutting out.
Can't be that bad.
Okay.
13 points of piercing damage as it bites into you, and then it's going to swoop up and claw at you with its talons. That'll be a 21 as well, because I like to roll same numbers. So this one, I need to get a different dice out. And 15 points of slashing damage as its talons like scrape across you. The other one is going to kind of puff up its wings, and this cloud of spores like burst out forth from it. And let's see, Theo, I need a Constitution saving throw from you. Fail.
So that's a 14.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you feel the spores kind of like come into your body, but you're able to kind of like shrug it off and kind of push through the pain and the poison that tries to take hold, and you're able to kind of get rid of it. So I believe that makes your turn now.
It is. Unfortunately, I left the owl stats inside. I apologize. I can grab them just in a minute when I get back in,
okay.
but I will make.
I can pull them up.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
one of us can find a giant owl stat somewhere.
Oh, giant owl. Okay, I got them.
Yeah, giant owl. So I'm going to have it. I'm going to say, Artemis, go help Elsie. Attack and move. So I'm going to have him make an attack and keep. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Wait, how far away is Elsie?
About 45 feet, maybe?
They move 60.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'm going to have Artemis hit a try to make a swooping attack, and it has the ability to keep moving without getting an opportunity attack. So he's going to try to make that attack and then move the additional 10 feet away.
A +3.
So +3 to attack. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. And let's see. It's going to be apparently I like to make the same rolls twice too. 14.
14 total?
Yes.
14 will not
yeah.
break through the natural armor of this large creature.
No. So it tries, makes the swoop, but it's surprised. Its talons just kind of bounce off of it. Meanwhile, I'm going to, I believe if I remember the map, there's one of those pale skin elves right in front of me, and I'm going to go around it to the one that is still on the deck. I'm not sure if it's the one to the left of it or to the right of it, but I'm going to run up to that with my saber, my packed weapon here, and I'm going to run up and I have thirsting blade, so I'm going to make a double attack here. I'm going to make my single attack, and then I get an extra one. So the first one is well, I have a great bonus, but still, that's a 15, and the second one is much better, 27.
Yeah, so let's see, 15 and 27. They're both actually going to hit. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. And it's going to be roll a 1 and a 2 on the d6, but they get huge bonuses from my pack weapon. So that's going to be 13 and 14 damage.
13 and 14 damage. Nice. So we're 27 altogether.
And that's most of my movement. I'm not going to draw an opportunity attack, so yeah, that's it for me. I run in and I make my attack. And just so that is my pack weapon, so it does count as magic damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had a feeling. Theo went, then I think it's you, David, right? Did I miss you somewhere in there, David? I'm...
Maybe. That's all right.
I don't know. You're going now, though.
I should have went before Theo, but that's all right. I'm good. I was running upstairs, so you know.
Yeah.
Confused because these were not the people that I wanted to attack. So yeah, I run on the deck. I eventually figured out we're using roll 20. So I was like, what's everybody talking about? And I'm like, oh, there we are. Yeah. So what is that big thing on the end there?
Be the large black creature that was attacking the ship.
Okay. So same thing. I see 2 of them.
Oh yeah. There was 2 of them and one red creature that was kind of attacking the ship. It seems like your team has kind of gone after these creatures. And
What I know what they are from my background and history.
Yeah, I think you would recognize them. You would have fought in the war against creatures. You would recognize the dark creatures as rocks. They were kind of like a medium-sized hitter in like the demonic armies, and for the aerial forces.
Those are the vulture.
Yeah.
Like things. Okay.
Yeah. And then the red-skinned one is a Cambion, which a lot of has kind of discovered, but you would have seen them beating some of the forces.
Okay. Knowing what I know and seeing what I see, is the rock flying on the ship, or it's on the ship itself?
That one's on the ship. It had like crawled up, and you kind of still see like these spores just kind of like floating around and settling down in the area. One of the elves seems to be like kind of like coughing and grabbing at his chest from like the spores having taken effect, but Theo has been able to like shrug it off and move on.
Okay. So can I move right next to Theo, or is that two items?
Yeah, there's enough room.
At the same time I'm running, I wonder if I can move myself. I can move myself. I'm picking up the anchor
Okay, I love it.
and using it as a weapon.
Okay,
So what would you consider that to be under, pike or glaive?
that's more like a pike. Yeah, I think, because you're more like gonna be stabbing into it, or a halberd maybe, but yeah, the same kind of 1d10 with reach if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I go full frontal nuts on him.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds dirty.
It is if I roll.
Well, he is already naked. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Why not? Let's go reckless attack.
Quite literally nuts and bolts.
Yeah. Okay, and then okay. So do I get any bonuses to that? Just advantage, right?
Yeah, you get advantage when you're doing a reckless attack.
Okay. And let's see here. Okay, so all that stuff happens after I hit him. Okay, new character.
Yep, for sure.
Totally opposite from the old character.
Yeah.
Okay.
From rogue to barbarian in 2 sessions.
And like insane barbarian too, not your average barbarian.
HR barbarian.
Okay, so I rolled a 14 and a 17 plus 9.
Yeah, they're both hit.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I do 1 to 10 plus 10. So then I can plug in. When I hit him, I am going to actually they fly, right?
Yes, they're able to fly, but they're currently on. This one's currently on the deck.
Screw it. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna go straight up damage then. Okay, and oh yeah, from a rage I get also extra damage, right?
Yeah, you get 2 damage, so it should be strength plus. Oh wait, no, at your level 3 damage, I think. Strength plus 3 damage plus whatever you roll on the dice. Oh, plus 1 because you were. That's how you get to the 10, right? Is it 6 plus 3 plus 1? So what's your strength bonus? Is what, 5 or 6?
It is plus 5.
Plus 5, and then plus 3 for raging, so that's a 8 plus 1 for the magical gauntlets of pick up anything and slam it.
Duh. Okay.
Also incurring magical damage upon this creature as well.
Yes. That was the whole goal of picking up the thing, knocking him in the head. Okay, let's see. So it's 11. So 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage? You have a plus 9 to damage. So what did you roll for damage?
Plus 9. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, duh. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so it is 3. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 8 plus 6. So I rolled a 3.
Okay, so then you're 12 damage. Well, it's 12, yeah, because you're always going to add plus 9 if you're raging to your damage. Okay. So if you roll a 5, you're going to add 9 to that, so 14. So it's 14 for 1 attack.
Yeah. And I get the do I only do the reckless attack once, or
your whole turn is now reckless attack.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I rolled a 16.
Okay,
So
that'll do.
this
Yeah,
is-
plus whatever. That'll do.
So I rolled. So I got. So this is what I got. Is 1d10 plus 5. Is that correct?
1d10 plus 9.
Oh, 1d10 plus. Oh, okay.
You're a
That's-
beast.
Why? Shit, stop it, stupid program. Okay, so that makes better sense now. Okay, so 21 points of damage.
Just what did you roll?
I rolled a 9
Okay, plus 9 is 18.
plus 3
Oh, the 3 is already included in that.
from the raging.
Yes, it's already included. So 18 points of damage. That's how you get 1d10 plus 9. Okay.
Oh, and plus 1 because of the magical thing.
Yeah, that was included in the plus 9.
Okay.
Because it's strength plus 1 makes it 6. Plus 3 for raging makes it 9. Okay. Yeah, it's taking a beating and it does not look happy as you slam into it.
And I can't use my special ability, can I?
Which was
Oh, I can because improvised weapon, and then I'm going to attempt to grapple as
Okay.
my bonus action.
So go ahead and make your athletics check against it. Yeah, you successfully grapple it.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 1, so
shit.
it didn't matter. Your
So
bonuses.
basically, as I grapple him, I'm taking the anchor and the rope and wrapping it around him.
Sweet. Yes. Yes, you do. All right. Then it would be Alada again, right?
Yes. I realize as some of this information is coming back to me, it's like, oh, okay, lightning's not good, fire's probably not good. All right, I hold up my gauntlet fist and I pull out something in a little pellet and I shoot it out, and it goes right between them and explodes. Could I get between the rock and the cambion, so right in between them? Are they within 10 feet? I think. Let me jump of each other. Let me just double check.
Oh yeah, it flew up because Alcy is grappled onto the cambion, so the rock has come to attack Elsie.
Can I get just the two of them, not Elsie or the hippogriff, within a 10-foot radius sphere?
No.
No? Okay, then I do not target the rock. I just target the campion.
Okay.
And I need a Constitution saving throw, DC 17.
Okay. Yeah, I think in order to avoid hitting Elsie, it's going to be tough. 17?
That is exactly the number, yeah?
Yep, that's exactly what I
Oh.
rolled. Yeah.
Okay, well, you still take half damage, so let me roll damage, and I'll describe what's going on. Oh, sweet. All right. As suddenly this thing, this little bead comes flying out, hits the cambion in the chest, and just erupts with this loud ringing sound. And the cambion takes 9 points, that's already halved, of thunder damage.
Thunder damage, alright.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, it was 19 damage, so half. And that's it for...
Elsie.
No, hold on. I'm at the...
So weird.
My bird is... Hold on. How do you make them move?
You have to like select it, and usually I drag. Like I do a drag select. Usually works best.
Yeah, but it's not letting me.
It's not letting you. The problem I have is the ship's in the way. Where do you want it to go?
He's just gonna go. He's gonna go low. He doesn't want to be seen by the rock. He's gonna fly low, 30 feet straight down, because that's where the two of them are, Theo and S.A.D. So he's gonna go a little lower, maybe right against the hull. So it's a tiny construct, so he's trying to sneak past the rock.
Right here.
Yeah.
Cool. That was your turn. And then I think we're at the top of the round again with Elsie.
Might as well try to stab this guy again.
All right.
Okay, first one's a 22. The other one's a 20.
Yeah, they'll both hit.
And they're both 12 damage each.
All right, 24 more points of damage to this guy. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, pretty sure that's it for me.
All right, not bad though. It's hanging on, just smashing into this guy with your sword. Then I think it was supposed to be S.A.D, right? And then the bad guys. So to get us back on the proper track, go for it.
Yeah, that's the way it reads. So I'm just gonna beat it in the head
Okay.
with my fist. And so that reckless attack is no more, right? Since it's a new round.
You can choose every round whether you're gonna recklessly attack or not.
Okay, so since he's grappled, do I get advantage anyway?
No. Grapple, he just goes to 0 speed.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna beat him in the head.
Okay.
No reckless attack.
All right.
So I rolled a 14, and I get a +9 to that. So,
Yep, that'll do.
and I'm using. Can I use my the anchor still, or no? Is it too close?
Yeah, no, you can. You're still going to ham.
I'm thinking terms.
It's okay. It's all good, man. I mean, it's not even a simple situation for D&D, let alone
Okay, so 14 total.
14 damage. Okay.
Yep. And then for my second attack, I rolled a 10. So that is 19.
That hits. Yep.
For damage, though, I did 12 points damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's still looking pretty hurt at this point, but as it kind of shrieks out in pain. However, since it is grappled,
Do I need to roll again for my grapple?
no, and unless you do something that you decide you're gonna let go of him, he would have to make an attempt, some sort of attempt, to break free
Oh, okay.
of you, and he probably feels how strong you are and would probably rather not, but don't know if he's got a lot in him that will do much. But he's going to attempt to scream out in pain and agony. This horrific sound echoes from his lungs, and I will need Constitution saving throws from Theo and S.A.D, and does the
What kind of damage?
it's not damage, so
Okay, then I'm gonna say yes.
okay. Yeah, yes, then it definitely would hit it as well. So Constitution saving throws. Ooh, no, that one will succeed, that one will not.
16 for me.
Okay, you're good. I think it's pass, or yeah, you're good.
DC 6, right?
Rolled a 13.
So you are stunned now, so you will remain stunned until the Vrock's next turn, as is one of the elves. Just kind of pauses and clutches on to his head as the scream kind of echoes, holding him still stunned, but that is okay. This Vrock is just going to kind of maneuver around to make some attacks on Elsie. So it is going to attempt to attack you, Elsie. Got that one, probably won't do it. That is a 17 to hit with his beak and a 21 with its talons. Okay, yeah. You feel the talons come to rake at you, and you blast up. You use your reaction to throw up a shield, and you're able to deflect the shot. Meanwhile, the Cambion, who is looking beat and a little worried, is going to mutter some arcane language, and is able to manipulate his hands around just enough, and slaps his chest, and all of a sudden you hear this.
Elsie
And
told
he's
you so.
Gone. He disappears as he shifts to another plane of existence. Elsie, you start to fall.
I'll call my hippogriff to swoop and get me.
Yeah, we'll work on that come your turn, as the hippogriff will react. So that was on the Cambion's turn. Oh no, he just uses thing. He can't use his reaction, but at least on his turn, as he falls, then we'll see the race. Who is up after that? That caught me off guard.
Rocks are next. I think.
They kind of did it.
Okay, and then Theo.
Yeah, he was holding his his action, his spell, until the rocks got over to distract him. And so, yeah, Theo. Oh, wait, that other rock screamed out. Yeah. The rock on deck there looks pretty well beaten down by S.A.D. The other one is now floating in air, kind of like trying to rake at Alcy as he's starting to fall out of the sky.
And that's the one grappled right in front of me, which is the one that I'm going to attack now. So yeah, I'm just going to take 2 attacks here. So the first one is, I'm pretty sure, a miss. That's going to be a 12 to hit. And the second one, I'm pretty sure, is a hit. That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, 23. Definitely the 12 will rake across his like feathery skin and not able to find like the actual skin.
That's fine. Now I also have stealth attack. I have sneak attack because I have 1 level of rogue, and I have a companion here within 5 feet.
You most definitely do.
So that's going to be... So that's 15 damage.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I also, it didn't come into play because I didn't roll high enough. But before I do that, I actually make like the devil sign like this, like with the circle there, and I go at the beast, and I put my Hexblade Curse on it there.
And
Do the sign of the devil on the devil. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's my own personal family hex.
More damage on it, or
it means like it adds I added it already to that attack, so that was why I wanted to make sure I did it narratively.
All right. And you said how much damage was it?
15.
15. All right. Yeah, it is barely holding on. You feel if you had hit with your other blade, it would have finished the creature, but it's still there. And...
Oh yeah, that's right. That was my problem. So yeah, so that's it for me.
Okay. Where are we at? We've got Theo. So Lada, you're up.
So that rock looks like it's barely holding on.
The one on board the ship.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm actually I still have the owl.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go for it.
That's over to the by Elsie. So I'm gonna have it. I gave it the instruction to help, so I assume it's just gonna kind of circle back around, probably using like 15 feet to do a quick tight circle, and then come back and do another pass by.
So the other question is Alcy is falling at this point.
Oh.
I will interpret that help as save Alcy.
I don't think the owl has the capacity to grab a creature like that. And, I said help Elsie attack that thing. So I think it'll just keep attacking that thing.
That's cool. I mean, Elsie still has a hippogriff that's going to come after it. So
yeah,
he should be fine. I just wanted to check.
Yeah, no, I would give him further instructions, but I don't think the owl can. It doesn't say it can lift a humanoid.
Oh, we never gave Elsie grappling bracer, did we? I think we did. We had.
Yeah, everyone got it.
I
got one.
Even if he did at this point, like, because he used his reaction to cast shield, then so he wouldn't be able to react to it, and he's already falling. So by his turn, he's going to be beyond like 60 feet from the ships, since he's already 30 feet out, and it's a 60 foot.
That's why Elsie has a hippogriff.
Yeah, that is why Elsie has a hippogriff.
I can't pick you up. I don't have anything to help.
So it's a 15 on the die. That's an 18 total.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so that is going to be 12 damage. Slashing.
And I mean, this is like a magical creature, right? Because it's summoned, so I'm assuming it would count as magical damage. So, yeah.
I'm not sure about that. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's going to add back in half that. All right. But it is able to deal some damage.
Didn't say anything in here about magical damage. Yeah, I would say safe bet to say no.
No problem. Okay, that was Theo. You got S.A.D, right? Alcy.
Yeah.
But I skipped S.A.D, didn't I? Did I?
No, then we caught S.A.D back up again.
Okay.
So no.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
fine.
it's a Lada. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's Lada's next.
Too many things juggling right now.
Feather attack. Oh my goodness. A 19 on the die plus some bonuses. That should hit the rock.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if it actually can do enough damage.
Your little construct raven goes like
This is not Carbona in any way.
no.
6 points of force damage, which is magical damage of forces.
As this creature slams into the rock, it's like punches a hole straight through it, and from that hole, the rock starts to like burn itself out and disappear from this plane of existence. As you are able to finish someone off.
And as okay, that was my bonus action. And as now I can move it. So the rock was the problem, and
probably the ship or something. Was
Yeah.
over it. I don't know.
Did anyone take damage over there?
I mean, S.A.D took fall damage.
That's nothing.
One of the elves is coughing and spluttering, but yeah, no, like in general, no one's looking too bad.
The bird is actually going to land if Theo allows it on Theo's shoulder. Went
Your
through the
bird?
yeah, the little mechanical bird went through the rock and landed on your shoulder. That should be within
I
range.
thought you meant my owl. I was like, no, it doesn't. It does not do that.
No.
You at
And
least.
I guess I'm the only one next to the rock, this close to this rock, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Alcie's kind of close as he's
Okay.
falling, but
Nope. I am going to. I pre-rolled for this. I already had decided.
Okay.
I was doing casting magic missile, level 2. But the Cambion is dead. So at the rock, well, the Cambion is gone. So I'll default to the rock, so I won't change my mind. So that is
guess that's the giant owl.
20 points of damage as 4 darts fly out of my fist and into the rock. I rolled max damage.
20 points into the rock.
Yep, 20.
Okay, nice.
Force damage if it matters.
Yeah, no, it does. Because force, it does not have resistance to it. So
That's one of the reasons I was switching that to hit the Cambion. Wish
Yeah.
I realized that last round. The previous round. All right, so the rock, how does the rock look?
not too horrible. It's just recently started to take some damage. I mean,
Yeah, that's all my actions. I'm done.
Okay. All right. So, now looking back at our initiative tracker, that was Alana. Alcy, you're currently falling about 60 feet around towards the mist below. Luckily, it's pretty far down there. How quick does your hippogriff move?
I don't even know, but what is that other flying fruit thing?
The rock is above you now as you're kind of falling away from it. It was behind you when the Cambion disappeared.
Can I miss a step up or not?
Sure. Because that's like a bonus action. Yeah, I'll give you a shot to like misty step towards the rock. Like if you want to, like that's the closest thing.
Yeah, I figure I can miss a step to it and then grapple him.
Yeah.
So I don't fall.
Go for it. That's cool enough. Let's do it.
Yeah, because I figured the bird would take a while to get to me. But that's athletics, right?
Yeah, the grapple is an athletics check. Dude, I cannot roll.
That's 16.
Yeah, 16 will you successfully grapple onto this creature.
That would be it for me.
All right. Yeah. Luckily, and then your hippogriff is like diving down below you at this point, like having seen what happened. I'm assuming moving to cover, a future descent. All right.
Should be Dave, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, I posted. Is there a chat you want me to put it in so you can see it?
I don't know. I don't know where to put it anymore. I'll put it in the Roll20 chat for me because I've got that screen open trying to run that. All right.
Oh, that makes noise.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. All right. S.A.D, you are now aboard the ship. There does not appear to be anyone really close, but about 30 feet out is Rock, who Alcy is now grabbed hold of.
All right, we back up a bit and we run and basically we're gonna dash.
Okay.
I think that's right. I'm gonna back up enough where I can do dash. Basically, I'm gonna jump,
Okay.
attack the rock, and land on our ship.
So you can jump about 21 feet. The mobile just increases your overall speed by 10.
Okay.
Doesn't increase the distance you can jump,
Okay.
but you still have your grapple. Grapple
Yeah.
right if you wanted to.
Since how big is a creature? Because we determined that.
He's large, so
Okay, so he's my size.
I mean, technically he's one size bigger, but that is, you can still grapple creatures up to one size bigger.
Okay, because we determined anything smaller than I am, I can pull them to me.
Oh yeah,
You got a grappling fist, don't you?
yeah.
Two of them actually.
Hey,
I'm actually considered large, so
Yeah, so your grapple fist, like you wouldn't necessarily be able to pull him to you, but you could pull you to him if you wanted to.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, whoop. And
Ridiculous things that I don't think of when creating a set. It's awesome. I love it. Let's do it.
okay. Or actually, can I use? I wouldn't be able to do that, would I? Because I still have the anchor with the rope. Could I use that to like
Throw
like,
it. I mean,
grapple?
you could throw it. It wouldn't necessarily be a grapple per se, but it is attached to the ship. So if you wanted to throw it and then like try to do a strength check to pull him in, I guess. So it sounds cool. I'll allow it.
Okay. I'm just going to jump.
Okay.
Grab
Yeah.
hold, you know. Okay, so I just need to make a straight. Is it strength athletics?
Well, so you can jump 20 feet, 21 feet. So you'd fall short, but you have your grapple hand that you can fire as a reaction on your turn.
Yeah.
So it would burn your reaction, but you just have to hit.
Okay,
Mhm.
and what's that? Is it
It would be
just a hit?
it's a dexterity attack roll plus proficiency roll.
It is improvised weapon, right?
No, technically this is a magical item that
Okay.
you would be proficient with.
Oh, I would be proficient in it. So is it +9?
It would be, what's your dexterity? +2?
Yeah.
So, and
6.
technically you could do this before you jump. So it would be whatever you roll +6 against his AC.
Rolled a 19.
Then you hit it. Yeah, you go ahead and describe what S.A.D. does.
Yeah, basically he backs up, he lowers himself, steam and smoke billows out as Theo would hear almost like a train noise coming from S.A.D. And he just runs, barrels through the
Rails.
of the ship itself and leaps toward this flying creature with Elsie attached. As he gets to about halfway, he extends his arms and they both shoot out like giant claws, grappling onto the thing, and you hear almost a as he pulls toward the thing itself.
All right. Cool. Holy hell. Anything else?
Yeah, for my that's considered an action, right?
I think that technically that's using a reaction or a bonus action on your turn, I think is how we ruled it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, it's an attack roll, right? You're using an attack. That's one of your attacks.
Okay, one of my attacks. So since it is one of my attacks, well, I mean,
I forgot.
he's already grappled, so never mind.
'Cause it's a reaction to fire him on, like, to save yourself, but it is an attack action if you're going to use it as a weapon.
So I can use it for attack action.
That was one of your attack actions, so now you would have a second attack if you wanted to. Like, you're now holding on to it, and now you can punch it if you want to.
Did I do any damage the first action? Or not?
Yeah, so it'd be a D4 plus dex, so it'd be plus your melee's only a range. Is the raging is only if you're using a strength attack, strength based attack. So then it would be D4 plus 2 for now.
Okay, so I rolled a 3 total.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna like take one of my hands and beat it to
Hey,
the
sounds
bolt,
good.
or try to beat it to bolt. 13. So 22.
22 will hit.
It's 1d4 plus 9. Ooh, maximum damage. So 9 points damage. Or actually, well, yeah, my fist isn't considered magical, are they? Or are they? Because of the.
They are, I think. Is
Oh, okay. So 10 points of damage.
All right. Okay. Perfect. And then the rock gets to go. It is unsure what to do.
And can it hold both of us?
That's another excellent question. I'm thinking. First of all, let me roll. Finally roll a decent number. He's strong and he's able to kind of like, I mean, you both are holding on to him, but between two heavy creatures, as I'll see with armor and everything, would be pretty heavy, and itself, it's starting to slowly descend towards the mist. I mean, it's still way down there, so we got a long time, but it's starting to descend just at a sheer unable to hold itself up, but then it's going to just be like raking out, trying to attack. I'm going to randomize. So the beak is going to go at Alcy, and the claws is going to go at S.A.D. Can't roll against Alcy very well. So S.A.D, let's see. That would be a plus 17 to hit.
17, you said?
17 to hit, yep. I have 18 on here.
Oh, yeah, there it is. 18. Duh. Okay, yeah, it's 18.
Okay, so yeah, it attempts to strike out at you, but it's unable. Like, it just kind of rakes across some of the metal and wood plating on your body and is unable to find anything of actual value to damage. Theo, it is your turn.
He sees his friends sort of descending down towards the mist slowly and just says out loud to himself, "Fuck, a demon," and tries to think about how they're ever gonna come back upwards once they drag this demon down. So he's gonna take his grapple hook and point it down at the demon, and he's gonna try to fish hook this thing.
Okay.
And prevent you from dropping too far down. What is it again? To roll the grapple hook?
It uses dexterity as the attack modifier, but you're proficient with it.
Okay, well that's a pretty good roll. 15 on the die. My dex is 3, so that's an 18 plus proficiency is 20.
Yeah, you'll hit. And then it's
22.
so it'll do a D4 plus your dex for damage
Okay.
as you launch.
So that's 6 for damage.
Cool. And what is your particular, because you don't have the standard issue like they do, you have more of a
Right, I have my own.
What does that look like?
So it's a little more exposed and put together looking. Like you can see, it's like, so obviously there's a mechanism that has all the cable that shoots out, and that is just encased by, instead like a hard case, it's just like a mesh cage that he used to build it so he can easily tweak it. And then that whole thing is kind of lashed to his arm with leather straps that fit to a glove. So what comes flying out though is it's like a semi-rusted claw game attachment that has a hinge, so when it hits something it snaps closed.
Very cool. Very cool. And
so I have it, and it's grappled, right? Like that's the whole point.
Yeah. So he'd be grappled, and now he's kind of tethered to you and the ship at this point. So there's kind of a weird,
Well, he's tethered to me, but I'm gonna get a little worried actually. Theo starts looking around. He's kind of sweating. He's like, "That's a lot of weight." He's thinking, and he sees the wheel behind him, and he's gonna try to kind of step back and wrap himself and the cable around the wheel so that it can't pull him down any further than that.
Yeah, I think that there would be a little bit of give in there still, like still a little bit of wire.
Oh yeah. There's extra wire.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now at least if he falls suddenly or anything like that, he won't pull me off the ship.
Perfect. That's awesome. All right. Theo, now Aletta. Unless you had something else you could do, like a bonus action or something.
Put your curse.
No, I think that covers it. I can't yet. Not at this level.
Right.
That's something that happens later.
So I lift up my gauntlet again, and I fire off 3 darts, and I do maximum damage again, 15. I don't know how I'm rolling that for the magic missile, but for nothing else I can't roll max. So 15 points of force damage as these little darts fly into it, slam.
Okay. These force starts slam against it, and it shrieks out in pain as it is now looking a little bit more damaged. So you can see kind of like this, like kind of purple ichor, kind of like flowing out of different parts of it where it's been slashed and cut, and not looking too happy.
Yeah.
Corey?
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. Well, actually, no. Since I didn't use a bonus action, my bonus action is to command Feather to do the help action on Theo if required. And I will fly. I keep my distance, but I fly closer to the rock. So I fly down then.
Okay. Meanwhile, I think Zero is going to like maneuver the ship lower to try to like, he sees what's happening, and this time we'll kind of like shift the ship down and underneath where the Vrock and S.A.D. and Elsie are. So they're still above the ship, like floating, and now kind of tethered to the other ship. But if something were to happen to the Vrock now, Zero has kind of moved things so he is in position to catch whoever falls. And Elsie, it is your turn now.
I'll stab this thing and finish it. So.
All right, it might not be that close to death, but we'll see. You can hit hard, so.
Yeah, I got an 18 and a 16.
They will both hit.
Okay, I got 19 damage total.
Okay. Out of both attacks.
Yeah, one was 9, the other one was 10, so yeah, out of both.
Screeches out in pain and anger.
Then that would be it. Actually, how far are we from the ship now?
You're probably like 10 feet above your own ship at this point, because Zero kind of brought it down and in.
So the other one is pretty much right next to me then?
The other ship is higher than you at this point. It's probably like 40 feet above you.
Well, to be safe, and especially since there's this other robot wrapped in this thing, I'll miss a step into our ship.
Okay, cool. Did you want to relocate somewhere else on the ship, or you don't want to keep...
Well, I mean, I just want to miss a step into the pretty much the deck up there, so that way I can...
So still kind of close by, but yet actually on the ground.
Yeah.
S.A.D. You're left again.
So how I guess, what's the distance between us and the I would assume the ship is below us now.
Yeah, Zero moved it down below, so you're probably about 10 feet off the deck of the ship.
Okay.
There's a line going from the ship above you that grappled onto it from Theo, and you're now like holding onto it.
Okay, so here's my question. Oh, well, I'm gonna attack it first of all.
Okay.
But after I do, I want to make a grapple.
Okay.
My question is, when I grapple it, it brings the movement to 0. Does that mean we fall on the deck of the ship?
No, so in this case, like, you're already technically grappled with it, because that's what your bracers do. The grapple bracers do, your hands.
Okay.
It makes his speed 0, so it's kind of a weird thing. I'm kind of ruling that because it is so big, it's able to try to maintain flight, but it was descending because it had you and Elsie on it, and now Theo shot a grapple into it to keep it from descending further, and has like wrapped it around and tied it onto the ship that's now above you. So it's not going to descend because it's tied on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna beat it to death.
Do it. Do what you do best.
Okay. So let's see here. So if I roll, oh, okay. So I haven't rolled a critical attack yet. Okay.
Nope. But that's what Reckless is all about.
Yeah.
Trying to up them chances.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
How about those numbers? Those rookie numbers.
You got 2 attacks with advantage, puts you at about 20% chance to hit a crit out of there.
yeah. Why not?
Ish, you know, like
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
I can always drop down to UG. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna reckless attack him.
Do it.
Oh, you got a 20.
I rolled a 9, and I freaking rolled a 20.
Yeah, buddy. There you go.
Okay, so let's see here. So how does this work? I can roll an additional, so additional dice for extra damage.
So yeah, the way I have it working now is that you would do max damage on the first die, which I think unarmed for you is just a D4.
Yeah, it's 9.
So you're gonna do 4, and then you're gonna roll 2d4 now. Add those, and then you're gonna add the 9 points of damage as well.
Oh, so hold on. So 9. So 13 plus
2d4.
2d4, 1 and a 3, plus my 9 again, right?
Oh, that doesn't get doubled, unfortunately.
That did, okay. So the 9's already been figured out into the total. Okay, so so that's 4 plus anything else.
So you're at 9 plus your 4, so 13 points of damage.
Wait, you said maximum damage, right?
Maximum
So-
die.
Max on your first die.
So
So
it's 1d4
that was 4. Plus 9 is 13. And then you rolled a 1 and a 4. So you're gonna deal.
I rolled a 1 and a 3.
Okay, 1 and 3. So that's 4 more. So it's 17 points of damage.
Yes.
And then you get to swing again.
Yes. Yes.
So it's looking beat as you're sitting there holding onto it and just slamming into this, like punching this rock.
Holy crap. Exact opposite happened, but it didn't happen. I rolled a 13 and then I rolled a 19. So, okay.
Right.
So, straight up 1d4 plus 9. Okay, so,
I'm still here, guys.
so 11 points of damage.
Awesome. Yeah, it is just like oozing out blood and ichor as it's barely holding on.
Bonus.
There's not a lot barbarians get.
Sometimes the subclass, the archetype does, but
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
not
at.
a lot. I don't think they have a lot except for raging.
Yeah, I don't think I got anything. Okay, so, I'm done.
Okay. I mean, the only other thing, if you wanted to, you could drop the grapple and just fall to the deck, or you can just hold on and wait, see what happens.
I'm holding on to it.
Sounds great. It is its turn and doesn't have many options at this point, as you guys have beaten and dealt so much damage to it. It is going to make 2 attacks against you, S.A.D, of which just the talons are going to strike into you. Oh wait, it has advantage. Let me
Yeah,
see if the beak. No. So it didn't matter. Didn't change a darn thing. 14 points of slashing damage, which would be half because you are raging. So 7 points of slashing damage as its talons kind of rake against you as it's frantically trying to get free from all these various methods of grappling it on. Theo, you probably can't see it from your angle because this ship is there and it's actually still ascending. So, like, it's still moving up, but Zero's.
I'm still below them, right?
What was that?
I'm still below them, right?
No, at this point, you're this ship you're on is higher than where the rock and the other ship is.
Gotcha. Now, can I use a reaction to allow my grapple hook to pull me over back to my ship?
Yeah. So you could use, you could unwrap yourself from there and use their. I think on your turn it would be a bonus action to move you, or
bonus action is fine. Yeah, I just figured not a full action because I'm not attacking this time.
No, it's not a full action. It would basically be like a bonus action to retract, and you can, because it's bigger than you can retract yourself to it.
Yeah. I'm not even pulling it straight against me like with force. Like I'm really just using it to guide me in mostly. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kind of look. I'm gonna like unwrap myself as I realize it's over our ship, and start making my way over to the rail. I kind of lean over. I see it over there, and so I take my pack weapon here, and I'm gonna basically hop up on the rail, and I hold my sword out like straight in front of me. And I'm gonna try to grapple myself in, and then immediately make an attack on this thing when I come in.
Sounds good. There's actually even a portion of the railing that was busted through, as S.A.D. had just run right through the railing.
Oh,
so you're able to like use that hole and guide yourself in. So go ahead.
Perfect.
Make your attack roll.
While he's rolling, since Feather is perched on his shoulder and he's only a tiny construct, does he go with him?
If he's perched there, I'm seeing it like a familiar. Like you can put like your familiar on your shoulder.
Yeah, essentially, it's very much like a familiar.
Yeah.
Slightly better damage, I think.
And I believe Feather is giving me assistance.
Yes, the help action.
Yeah, he's doing help action.
So
take
that
it.
means I get advantage on one of these attacks.
Go for it.
Cool.
Besides, it really does not expect you to come diving down from above at it.
It's not like it can move out of the way.
Yeah, so I got a 24 on the one and a 19 on the other.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright, so that's 2 of these. This one is not hex curse, so I use the +5 damages on these. It's gonna be 10 damage with the bonus points, plus another 10 on the dice, so that is 20 total damage.
So the grapple's pulling you forward, and your blade's diving in, and it almost doesn't meet any resistance. The tip of your blade hits this creature as you're coming down, and it immediately starts to disintegrate and fall into like ashes upon the deck of the ship. And you continue straight through it and slam onto the deck. Granted, I don't roll well today, so you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall into the deck from your kind of jump and your pull in. But otherwise,
I have no problem doing that, but may I use a reaction to try to use athletics or something to do a roll or something and try to cushion that?
Yeah, go ahead and give me.
It's sort of part of my character. I have double bonuses for acrobatics, so if you'd let me roll acrobatics, I
think in this case, acrobatics would be the one that would suit anyways, like, because you're falling and you just killed a rock and you were expecting to slam into it, and then it just like kind of disintegrates itself as it is banished to its original plane of existence.
So I rolled kind of poorly, a 7, but I do have plus 11 to acrobatics.
All right. So yeah, I'd say with an 18, you're able to kind of roll with the damage, and you'll take 4 points of damage as you're able to kind of like roll it off and slam into the like rail of your ship. And
and there's like all that dust and ember, right? Like, so I hit the rail and I'm like, I turn around, there's all this like ember and dust sort of scattered everywhere from that thing.
But then S.A.D. will drop the last 10 feet, and he's going to take
oh shoot, sorry,
one point of damage.
No. I was waiting. I was like, don't I get damage too?
Yeah. That was my next move, but
okay, cool.
But I mean, that's such an epic. Like, I'm just gonna launch myself into it and stab it. Like,
Isn't Elsie on top of the rock too?
Elsie Misty stepped onto the deck, so
Oh,
Elsie
right,
is
right.
safe.
That's right.
I rolled a 2 for your fall damage, so you're only going to take 1 sad as
Okay.
you land on the deck.
Dented.
In fact, because of your special class, the ship probably takes more damage than you do.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And at this point, the dust kind of settles, quite literally, as the bits of rock ash falls upon the deck and blows away with the wind. Zero starts raising the ship now to kind of come up slowly up alongside this other ship as it has gained altitude.
As it falls, as I finally drop down on the ship, kind of cracking the boards underneath, and as the dust kind of, almost like snow on top of S.A.D, and he kind of looks up, he settles down and looks up and holds out his hand, and as it blows away, he simply says, "Dust to dust."
All right, and at that point, let's take a break. Let's go maybe 10 minutes, and then we'll just do a quick little wrap up, like a aftermath. Let's RP with whoever was on the ship. Both your ships are now heading towards the island. The other ship just seems to continue towards the island, and Zero is up for following. So we're just going to take a quick break. I'm going to say goodnight to my son. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you very much to those in the chat. Let's take a second to give them a shout out. So we've got Shadow Soldier PR. We've got, our very own Zero popped in for a little while, Skolja. We've got Wolf of Hela and Hela's Queen stopped by. And then, of course, the obligatory bots that you got to get stopped in. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming out, hanging out, checking us out, play, and work through this. I had a lot of fun with that map setup. Granted, with the other 2 players, it would have been a little bit more, there would have been more creatures, so it would have been a little bit crazier, but I thought it went really fun. Even though you guys didn't take a lot of damage, I did like the way it's set up. So here we are. The ships are ascending. The other ship seems to continue to ascend, and Zero seems to just kind of like follow it up as you guys start making your way back. And this other ship seems to be like aiming towards the dock, making its way as rapidly as it can towards that ship, towards the docks of the island you were upon earlier. And we'll pull up and kind of roughly get up to the dock and stop. And you can tell as you kind of pull up, as they like throw the anchor onto the dock, which especially Theo and Zero would have some idea that airships don't tend to have anchors. You probably have never really seen a real anchor. Some ships will have something that kind of looks like it, just to kind of, in case they don't have anywhere else to dock, they'll throw something down, but they don't have this is like a sea anchor that they throw down onto the dock, and they start kind of moving around and put this like plank of wood out as a gangplank down as Zero kind of pulls up more steadily than they did and bring the ship in across from them on the dock and toss out some lines. And some of the soldiers that were still in the vicinity after loading up your ship now rush over, and they tie down the ship that you guys are on, and they kind of look warily at this other ship that pulled up. A few of them, though, had spotted kind of what was going on, so they're not like drawing weapons on them. They're just cautious of this ship that came out of the mist and rised. What are you guys doing aboard your ship as the last bit of, lines are tied down, the gangplank's lowered down?
I think S.A.D would approach Zero.
Yes. What is it, Seth?
Although we didn't die, There is innocent women and children on board.
Oh, yes, you have done wonderful. I saw your reactions.
It is what it is.
Perhaps we should see if they need any assistance.
They looked scared and afraid, not ready to kill you all,
There's bonuses then.
I guess.
Well, let us go and see what it is that they've come from. I've never heard of ships coming from the mist. And he'll like pat you on the shoulder and start walking down off the helm of the ship and head towards the gangplank and the dock itself.
Kind of just look over and just and just follow.
Theo will he'll kind of dramatically take his sword and kind of flick it around and then just kind of throw it off the edge of the ship, and it sort of disappears. And then he heads towards the gangplank as well.
Zero will look over at you as you kind of walk over. You had some very nice moves yourself. I like that. Welcome to the ship.
Yeah, I thought it was that Flit one that was the bringer of all the trouble, but it seems like it just follows this crew. Well,
Perhaps.
this will be interesting. Well, let's see if we can get any pay out of them. We did save them.
Yes. Let us see what they have.
He hustles down.
I was just going to say that a lot of the helmet and the gloves retract. The wings stay up until she lands gracefully, and the wings then disappear, like fold in and disappear under her cloak.
Nice. And what is Alcy up to, and how is Alcy reacting to this strange circumstance?
I mean, especially if you heard the sad talk about the children and stuff, he would go in there and he would check on the people, and if anybody's sick, he would use his lay and secure them.
So as you guys kind of make your way down the gangplank, the three pale-skinned elves that were on deck start to make their way down as well. And as you kind of see them walking down, you start spotting other ones that are climbing up on deck and moving up towards the railing. Some children, some elderly, all of them seem to be elvish in feature, pale skin, pale hair, like they almost look like they're albino elves, but they do have like coloration in their eyes. They just have no like pigmentation in their skin, and their hair is almost like a stark white as well. A few of them have like piercings. One of them has like a bunch of piercings on them. Their clothes that they wear are pretty tattered and torn. They have some like blades on them that look very old, ancient, barely holding on, barely holding a blade edge as well. And one will walk down and start speaking. And actually, Aletta, I'm assuming you're probably the only one, maybe Theo, who understands Infernal, as they start speaking in Infernal. And it says, the male that speaks up, who's got like piercings all over, in his nose and his ears, and a chain that attaches one of the like nose piercings to his ear. Thank you very much for your assistance. We were not thinking they would be able to follow us, but they did.
You must have dropped down into the mist to get away from them, huh? Where are you coming from?
We came from below.
Alada's eyes light up when they say that. She goes, "You did? Oh, you got to tell me how is I haven't had a chance to go down. I'm just studying some of the old books and stuff. And how is it down in Infernal?"
Does Theo speak Infernal as well?
I just realized, no, I don't. You had mentioned me, and then I checked my sheet, and I don't.
Oh, it's okay. Like, as you speak common to him, he speaks back in broken common. So you'll still get it, but it's broken. It's not very fluid. And then
So he starts in Infernal, then Theo starts speaking in Common, and then he switches. But
yeah,
Alada starts speaking in Infernal and says that, and then catches herself, and then switches back to Common.
have you ever had a bad dream?
Well, yeah, all the time.
Imagine never waking up. That is what it is like down there.
You see her absently rub her shoulder a bit when he says, "Have you ever had a bad dream?"
Come on, you're not buying this, are you? Nobody lives down there.
For 3,000 years we've lived down there.
Why were they chasing?
They try to hold on to their slaves. If we are the first to escape, they're not happy that others may follow.
Anybody in there sick? Or needs healing?
Most are healthy enough. We only took the ones that we thought could make the trip. The food and water. Water, yes. Food and water they would love.
Oh, yes. Alada starts pulling out a few, out of a pouch, she starts pulling out some rations and using a canteen as well, and she hands it out. I always keep something on me as a snack. So.
And he'll look up, and you'll see as like more and more start coming to the railing, there's probably about 50 of these elvish creatures kind of like now swarming this small deck, looking down in kind of anxious, optimistic look though.
So Alada walks out to all the people, speaks in Infernal, and starts handing out the food and try to calm people down and give them something to drink and a little bit of food. She only has 10 rations, but she tries to give them each a little bit.
Yeah, as you come up, at first they kind of shrink back from you. Your looks and your appearance does very little to settle them, but as you start handing out food, one very hungry little girl reaches up and grabs it and starts eating a piece of the rations. And as you start speaking in Infernal to them and seem to be wishing them no ill will, they several of them start grabbing pieces and start breaking them into smaller pieces and passing it about so that everyone gets like at least a little bit. And you hear, thank you, oh, thank you, you're amazing, oh, all these like very soft appreciation for your gesture as you start to feed the people. And the one that was talking had kind of paused to watch you, his hand on his like saber, which is just like shoved into his belt. The little ones especially are hungry.
It's not much, but I'm gonna give him a pouch, which is gonna be the last of my money, which is $345, and then I just tell him, I hope this helps you out, and
he'll put his hand out and he'll gesture towards you. It is okay. We have the ship, which isn't much, but I'm told may fetch a price, and we have a few things we have gathered that we can perhaps purchase a spot upon your lands up here. Years ago, oh geez, I was but a young lad then, maybe 200 years ago. A ship crashed aboard a weird allotment. And he holds out like this pocket watch, essentially like a timepiece that has stopped working. There were several aboard.
Do I know if this ship has a large store of food?
Your ship?
Yes.
Your soldiers had already loaded it full of goods and replenished the ones that S.A.D.D had broken before you guys had departed. So, I mean, there are weeks worth of food for you guys.
We're not that far from the island that we saved, right?
No, they led you. You were already nearby. They proceeded towards that island, and they've now docked on the island. So you're back on the island, yeah.
Would I know if there is an available island within the Ivory Order's domain? I forgot What were they called again? The country, the
Valermont.
Valermont. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, this particular island you guys were on already was part of the Valermont domain. So this particular island itself is.
Do I know of an empty island within the territory of Valermont?
There's not an empty one. No.
No. Okay. Do I know one that might have room or some available land or a chance to know?
I mean, that would be beyond your pay grade to offer such provisions. Your people might be willing to offer something. There's also an elvish, island, a group of elvish people. So that's another option, as they all seem to be elves. And he'll look over at, now mainly Theo and Zero, who has come down, but Zero tends to stay fairly quiet. He'll hold out this pocket watch and says there was a vampiric creature that landed with the ship. As well, he told us much of your lands. And unfortunately, the crystal on that ship was damaged, but recently, about 20 days ago or so, a ship fell from the sky and had a crystal intact enough that we could use it.
Theo's scowling. He's resisting all the evidence in front of him that they are from the surface and sort of just not really accepting it, and but they don't look like anything he's ever seen before, so it's kind of forcing him to. And so eventually he just puts his hand on his face and says, "This is a lot to take, my friend. Old pocket watches, that's nice, but I think you might find that the world floating up here is not so much kinder than the one you left behind. I wouldn't reject my friend's offer of charity. You may find you'll need it."
Oh, yes. The money part, yes. I appreciate such offers. However, I was made aware of things that were found valuable. And though they are not so much on the surface, we have, I think you call them gems, that many up here find valuable.
His eyes go cartoonishly big. What'd you say? That sounds an awful lot like treasure. I'm a pirate.
And he gestures towards one of them. He raises his hand and does one of these things. And a fairly stocky elf starts lifting. He comes up and he comes down with a chest and he sets it down in front of you. And the one who's speaking reaches down and slowly opens it up, and the sun catches, and you see reds and blues and greens as emeralds and rubies and sapphires sparkle against the sunlight. A few diamonds add their color, and prisms kind of expand across all of you.
You want to be a little more discreet if you want to live for a while.
Yeah. And I would look at Elsie. I'd be like, "Yeah, put your coin away. He doesn't need it." And I'm just I can't even take my eyes off it. I'm wobbling. I'm
just Theo's on salary.
He's gonna be fine. There's so much money there.
This means very little. Our lives mean a lot. I say, this is part of what we brought. You and your crew, you may take this.
Zero's there, correct?
Yeah.
Or Zero?
Yeah, he's been standing back, kind of keeping quiet, as he does, anyways.
Yeah. I turn around to look at him.
Now looks kind of, and had upon coming down, more like a high elf female.
Captain, they are offering us for some compensation for saving them.
Well, I suppose if they offer us such compensation, it would be rude to not accept something. We have some food we can give them. Just sweeten the deal. You're muted. Well, if you're trying to talk.
Yeah. I'm guessing there's crates of food. So how much should I give them?
Oh, I don't know. Probably a quarter of our stores should suffice, and we can easily buy more with that kind of coin.
S.A.D, can you give me a hand? Bringing some food down for them?
If that matters, I guess.
That's a good chap. Come on.
Yeah, I go down, grab the food up.
And I'll set the quarter of the food aside and direct S.A.D to bring it down.
He'll look like amazed and astonished at the food that you bring down, which for you guys is, it was a quarter of what you guys had on board, which is only, maybe a week or two total. You guys, as you're giving a better assessment of what you had as you're pulling some out, probably could last at least a month out. So probably about a week worth of your food. He looks like wide-eyed. Oh, why, thank you.
Do not get excited. This will only last a week. Then you will perish if you don't find any more.
I think we'll do well. I appreciate it. We've been struggling so long. It's been a very long journey to get up.
Does Valermon have, I guess, something equivalent to asylum or refugee? Like, can refugees claim protection or something?
I mean, there's not like a law that's set out to be like, oh, I'm claiming a political asylum sort of thing like we have, at least here in the U.S. But they do. I mean, this is definitely something of interest that anyone would be excited about. Like, for 300 years, the islands have been floating and there's been nobody come up.
Oh, believe me, Alada is. You actually, every time someone's looking over her, she actually, someone's probably knows, she's probably pulled out some parchment. She takes her finger and starts writing with her finger. But no, there's nothing on the sheet, actually.
So another thing that would strike you is some of the dates that they have mentioned is, they said for 3,000 years they have been down there. And they've also said 200 years since a ship crashed with the pocket watch and a vampire, which 200 years was like the beginning of airships for the Shattered Lands. That was like the initial airships, the most primitive of airships started about then.
Do I have any knowledge of a lost vampire? Of something along those lines. If I ask for any details they might know of the ship of the vampire.
And I mean, he would explain a little bit.
Or the pocket watch, I guess. Does that have any features on it?
I mean, the pocket watch you notice was probably, I mean, it looks ancient. It looks 200 years old. But the design of it and the make of it, some of the things in there were probably first discovered maybe 30 years ago. And so not something like, so it doesn't quite match like a 200-year-old pocket watch would be. Like, they didn't have that sort of thing 200 years ago. They were still using large, like, grandfather clocks and stuff like that.
Or maybe a water clock on the ship.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the first airships, it was like, they had just managed to learn flight to get from one island to another without using like a high-level druid or like fly spell or something to get there. It was the first ships about 200 years ago, and that would have been like they'd use the sun and they'd use water clocks. Like, a lot of the technology that was down below stayed there. Very few of the super skilled made it there, so it took that 100 years to get airships. And then
I ask, what would you like for this? For the pocket watch?
It was from an old friend who helped us dearly, but you may have it if you really like. I still can't thank you enough for saving my kin. I'd like to find more of my kin, but I am told that your people have not ventured down there and survived. Perhaps if I can go see the other elves that live up here, they may provide me some sanctuary.
Okay, do I know? So I guess the island that they are is probably the best for them to get started. And I could probably give them a letter of introduction to maybe to someone from, if I know someone from the Ivory Order who might be able to help them, or from Valermont themselves, like for the official in town, I guess. Is that,
Oh, this part. Yeah.
like, are we allowed to write down, like, please help them find somewhere safe in exchange, and like sign like the Ivory Order or something along, or can we do that? We're more secret service, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, even like you're within Valermont, so the Ivory Order, though, like you guys are secret. It's not like people don't know that you guys exist. They just don't know who exists in that order. Like there are official people, like Duran Ironbreaker is a public official, so people would know him, but they don't know that you guys work for him. You know, that sort of thing. So you would be able to, if you desired to, put together a letter and present your ring or whatever, if you wanted to express your position to.
Oh, I guess since we're here, I could just escort them somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, then yeah, that's what I'll do. Then if it's okay with the captain. Just to get them a head start so they don't fall in with the wrong crowd.
Yes, I suppose that would be the best thing. And we'll have to look at this treasure and assess what we need and what. I mean, we do have to pay for Theo, who just joined our crew and such, so we'll have to look at that and partition off pieces for the bravery. So yes, why don't you take your time and see to it that these are settled in. We'll have to deal with the delay following Porflit and the dragon. And at that point, let's just call it a night, because that's a good enough spot to end, as Alada leads a group of mist elves towards their hopeful refugee location. And you guys are left on the deck with a treasure full of jewels and some more pieces to my puzzle world.
Finally, Theo gets paid.
Finally has a reason to be there.
A damn good one.
Yeah.
And he's in a totally different mood. He's doing acrobatic stunts for the kids to keep them happy and laughing. He's just like, I have a box of germs.
How old did you say the technology in the watch is? You said it's about 200-year-old watch, but the technology is
At most 30 years. Some of like the gears and mechanics, because you are Artificer or Artigiani descent, you would recognize the kind of make of it. In fact, give me an investigation check. I know we're ending, but since you want to ask now.
18.
Okay. You recognize a stamp of that from a particular watchmaker who's been in business for about 25 years on the Isle of Artigian. But everything looks old. Everything looks, but this guy, this particular stamp on there is from a fairly recent watchmaker.
Sorry, what was the how long was the Artificer in?
That watchmaker on Artigiani has been in business using that stamp for 25 years. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you chat. Thank you to my wonderful players that can make it. Unfortunately, both Chad and Jesus had work issues that caused them to be delayed and they couldn't make it. So I wanted to continue the story with these four wonderful, amazing players who did crazy stuff tonight, jumping off ships, grabbing onto demons, and it was fun. It was good to see like this craziness, and thank you very much. Join us hopefully in 2 weeks for the continuation. Let's find out what happened or what these guys do with their newfound treasure, which I have to figure out exactly what it's worth, and their new knowledge of space and time or whatever, given all these kind of things. So thank you, everyone, and we appreciate it, and have a good night.